Hello, strong people. Week 2, day 4 of OSG Mid-Atlantic Regional Prep. We're heading down to 580 Barbell today down in Monaca, PA. One of the best gyms in PA. That's just about it. I know Area 56, my coach's gym, that's the first true, I guess the gym that I kind of started in was a strongman specific gym, but it was just kind of not a gym. It was like more of like a private training place. But Area 56 kind of set the tone for strongman gyms, and that was a high mark to beat. And I'm not going to say that 580 Barbell beat it, because you can't tell. They both have the same, they both have everything. They both have great people, both have great equipment. It's just, you can't beat either of them. The aesthetic of Area 56 is pretty cool, though. It's like an old semi parking garage, and they've only expanded since then. So I love the feel of that. With 580 being an old bingo hall, that cracks me up. I love that. And the fact that it's underneath a Legion is pretty cool, too. They're both just awesome gyms. I love them. I can't, if I was near either one, I'd be very satisfied with either one. 580 Barbell just happens to be about half hour, 45 minutes closer than Area 56. I need to go down there more often, though, because my coach is there. I don't know if he'd come in and train with me on a Saturday or something, but I'd like to do that. We'll see. Depends. Anyway, we are doing an event day today, as usual, per day 4 of the week. Let's see, what do we have? Sandbag toss, as usual. I did not get to do it on Wednesday, because it was the day it rained like crazy. And it ain't looking too good right now either. Maybe I'll get down there and get some throws in before it rains, but I don't know. I'd like to. I need to. I'd rather not go a full week without throwing. But if I do, who knows? Maybe I do need a little reset, even though I feel like I already had that with a couple of weeks off after a regional. So if anything, I need to get back into the swing of it. I don't even know what weight. It's I have no idea what weight, actually. It's 50, it's so many throws at a certain weight. And after that, there's something else in front of it, my warm-up. I think it's the McGill Big 3, a 642 and something else. And then front squats again with no box. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about that today. I'm debating on if I want to do SSB front squats or if I want to stick with the barbell. Reason being is because last week I hurt my bicep doing front squats. The bar rolled on me because I was a combination of me being lazy with my core and upper back, and then probably getting tired because I was on rep 7 or 8 of 315 on front squats, which I have not done in a long time. So SSB front squats may take a little bit of pressure off my bicep doing it that way. I think it's fine. I feel it a little bit here and there, so I don't know. I want to be sure that I at least get a little bit of blood into it today, because I also have, it's kind of like a mock version of the OSG event, all-in qualifier event, the sandbag. It's essentially sandbag suicide, where you pick it up, run 20 feet, drop it, pick it up, run back 20 feet, pick it up, run back 20 feet, and so on. This is kind of, which is funny because I have a sandbag steeplechase in my next show. So run 25 feet, throw it over a bar, come back 25 feet, pick up a second bag, run back to the bar, throw it over, go back around the bar, and then pick both up and run them the other 25 feet. And that's kind of what we're mimicking today with what my coach is doing. So it's still light. It's like a 225 bag, I think. So it's 100-foot runs, pick it up at the start, and then every 25 feet, drop and repick. So it's pretty similar to the steeplechase or the online qualifier event. So I'm excited to try that because it's going to give me a pretty good idea of how I need to, at least where I'm going to be at for the all-in qualifier before I go for it. I don't think my cardio is going to be that great right now just because I haven't done too much cardio-related stuff over the last, 2-3 weeks after Battle at the Bridge. And it's just my own fault, really. There's not much else to really say about that. I do think the reps on dumbbell are helping just because it's a full body movement. I don't know. I definitely have not been, doing cardio like I should be. It hasn't been programmed, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be doing it. I still do my walks at night, but that only does so much. It helps. I will not lie. It absolutely helps. But doing full on, high intensity cardio, sandbag runs, farmers runs, yoke runs, whatever, I think that's where the real magic happens. With that being said, do those 10-minute, 20-minute walks after a meal. Those are life-changing. What else? I think that's it today. The first 2 weeks of prep are pretty boring in a way. I don't want to say boring, but kind of boring, especially on event days. After this day, we will ramp it up a little bit, and then we'll see what happens to our event days then. I already have the programming for it, so I know, or I could know, but I don't look that far ahead. I may do some Husafel today. I didn't do it last week because I hurt my bicep during the workout, and I kind of called things that day just to be safe. So we'll see. We'll see how it's feeling too. Like if it hurts during sandbag pickups, the sandbag event, then I don't know, because that's obviously an event for the online qualifier. It's an event going forward for the show, and I don't know. I haven't noticed it in like anything else, like dumbbell cleans, deadlifts. I haven't felt anything, but I haven't done any crazy heavy bicep movements other than those, and those aren't really bicep movements. That doesn't mean you can't feel your biceps sometimes on them if they're out of position or if you pull in with your arms when you shouldn't. But I don't know. Oh, I'm pretty excited too because today is I'm pretty sure today is the first OSG regional of the year, and I'm pretty sure there's been some controversy with that because it was supposed to be like this big event center or whatever. I guess last minute, like a week out or 2 weeks out, whatever, it got changed to the promoter's gym or something like that. And of course, people were, thinking like, oh, he did that to save money, or wanted to promise this big event center to get people to show up and then doesn't show up, or to get people to show up and then doesn't go, never had it booked in the first place, all those possible scenarios. And who knows? That could be right. I have no way of knowing. I do feel kind of bad for the people who signed up for that show, because I know people for these shows will fly or they'll travel 10 hours or whatever. So to be promised an event center type venue and then to show up and it's just a regular small little gym, not ideal. Because you also would imagine that you're paying a price, because obviously we pay to compete in these shows, that some of that money that you paid the promoter to sign up for that show goes towards the venue. And I don't know. It's down. Everybody has to pull the card like, oh, it's strong man, get over it. But at the same time, and no matter what situation, you still want to get what you paid for. At least for the most part. It wouldn't if I was competing, I would not let it bother me. I still have to do the events regardless, so I don't see why it matters where I do it. It's more like, the real world, the principle aspect of it, like, this was promised, it should be delivered, it's not being delivered, I paid for it to be delivered, why? Like, as a competitor, you don't want to worry about stuff like that. But as a person, you're like, come on. But who knows? Maybe there's a really good reason. I don't know what the reason is. I have not looked into it. I've only heard it from other people, and I haven't even heard a reason. I just heard it. This is how it is. So who knows? Hopefully, it's still being live streamed. I'm guessing it is, but I have no idea. And it's a heavy one. It's in Massachusetts, I believe. Well, I remember when they dropped the events, I was like, oh, that'd be fun. It just didn't line up with the schedule quite right. But the events were heavy, if I remember right. Like a 725 axle deadlift for reps. That's heavy. That's very heavy. I think at OSG, like the World's Finals, their axle deadlift, not last year, but the year before. The year before. I'm pretty sure it was 700 or 725. So to have a heavier deadlift, or even just the same, at a regional show to qualify for the big show is kind of ridiculous. I like it, but it's a bit much, maybe. 725 is no joke, and I don't think you're going to have that much separation on 725. There's going to be, I think a few reps may win that. There's always going to be those outliers. You just never know. I've seen guys pull, like, at the Olympic City Pro-Am, I think 2 guys pulled like 875 or something on an axle, which is crazy. But 725, and I don't think they're allowing suits either. So it's a heavy axle. I forget what the other events are. They're all pretty cool events, but I think I'm going to hang up the video right now. Hang it up like an old phone, I guess, whatever that means. And we'll just kind of go from there. Get some more water in, and we'll show up and put in some work, see what happens. So I'll check in with you guys after. Come on, let's go. All right, so that is the end of week 2, day 4. That was a good training session. Nothing too crazy yet. Obviously, we're going to get into real event training here pretty soon. I think next week is when it ramps up a bit. But today, sandbag felt good. I'm really trying to, because it's a medley and speed is involved, I'm really trying to, I'm moving up to the bag, taking a couple steps, moving up to the bag, grabbing the bag, couple steps back, and then throwing. Mimicking exactly what it would be. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Mimicking exactly what it would be, in a show, or at least as close as I could do it. When I got there, the guys had the actual, pole. What's the word I'm looking for? The actual throwing setup. So they had a 5-bag medley out, and I gave that a run. It was lighter than what I'm doing, but it was still getting a feel for it is kind of what matters there, because you got to be fast too. It's not just throwing high or throwing far. You have to be quick and smooth transition wise. Transitions are everything in strongman. So if you can be fast from bag to bag while also clearing the bar, you're probably doing pretty good in the event. So that went well. That was the first full run 5 bags that I've done since Battle at the Bridge last year. We had a 5-bag medley. I think I only got 2 or 3, which was bad, not good. That was my first time throwing bags too. I think I trained it. I definitely trained it, but it was not good. So hopefully we'll do better this time around. Front squats, I didn't record those, but they were not good. Like I did 235 because I was using the squat bar, 55-pound thicker squat bar, just because why not? I only had 245 on the side, and the bar's 55, so 235. Those were rough. Sets of 12, but at the same time, I wanted to really emphasize keeping my core and upper back tight, strong, braced, whatever you want to call it. Just because that's what was given out last time. So I did it beltless and just lighter to focus on those things, and pretty much just to keep the elbows up, stop it from rolling. I was happy with it. Not happy with the weight, but I was happy with how everything felt, and I felt like my core was pretty lit up after. After that, it was sandbag runs. What I was supposed to do was 3 sets of 100 feet, every 25 feet drop. So what I did a kind of a combination of that along with the online qualifier sandbag. So I kept the weight, at 250 light. But what I did was I went 20 feet down, 20 feet back, 20 feet down, 20 feet back, 20 feet down one more time. So 20 times 5, 100 feet. When you remember to do the 5th run, of course. Forgot on the last one, took my belt off, ran back in, did it beltless, which is fine because it's a light bag, but it felt easy. It felt very easy, which I think it should because it's a light bag. But my cardio also felt strong. Surprisingly. I expected to be a little bit winded after that. I'm sure I will have a little bit of a different comment whenever I do the 308 run with the 308 bag. But at least now I have a general idea of what I need to do for that event. It's going to be tough. The picking that size of a bag is going to be tough every time. We are going to try to use a smaller bag just because it's probably easier, generally speaking. That's the thing with those sandbags. Like the weight jump on a sandbag is not the only thing you have to worry about. Like on a deadlift, you throw on 100 pounds, the bar, everything stays the same. And stones are the same way for the most part. When you go up 20 pounds, 30 pounds on a sandbag, you are now using a different implement. It's still a sandbag, but that bag is bigger. So like the jump from like a 265 bag to a 308 bag is like switching from a standard deadlift to a snatch grip deadlift, just because the bag is so wide, long, however you want to look at it. Some people pick it up like hot dog style. I don't. I do not like that. I don't know how people do that. That is not my thing. I don't like it. So I pick it up long ways, meaning I'm way bent over like a snatch grip position, deadlifting it off the floor. And it's difficult for sure. The running 20 feet with it is not going to be a big deal. Picking it over and over again is going to be a big deal. Some of us were thinking like 8 reps maybe. That's moving. 8 reps meaning like 8 down and back. Well, down is 1 rep, back is another rep, so 8 total, whatever you want to call it. 8 sets of 20 feet, sure, we'll go with that. Either way, picking that bag that many times is going to be rough. I was trying to think. Oh, God, excuse me. There's 2 routes you can go at. Well, 3. You could really, just hammer it out of the gate probably, and just bang out as many as you can as quick as you can. Maybe get a few seconds rest and then try to sneak 1 or 2 more in. Or you can pace yourself the whole 60 seconds. Generally speaking, I do not have great slow twitch muscle fibers, I would say. Much better for 1 rep, much better for an explosive lift rather than a long distance type of thing. So I may be suited to kind of sprint out of the gate. Maybe take a pause at the end of one of the runs so the bag is on the floor. Try to catch a little bit of breath maybe, and then go. I don't think that you're going to be able to really do that either way for this type of event. I think you're going to have to go all 60 seconds. And whoever does that the best is going to win that event. I say win the event because it's not really, there's going to be ties, I imagine. Nobody's going to blow anybody out of the water on this type of event, just because you can only go so fast. So I don't know. 6 reps would be, man, I don't know. I'll have to really think about this one because it's a new event. You don't see something like this very often. I like it though. I do like it. So that was really all there was today. Nothing too crazy. Hung around and helped put on a mini deadlift seminar because when you train, it's nice because we train with the same people down there almost every Saturday, but we also compete together a lot. So we know each other, pretty much inside and out now. It seems like since we've all competed against each other multiple times, trained together so many times, but we're always willing to help each other. I think that's a great indication of good training partners. Like, you can compete together, train together, and help each other get better, because when your buddy gets better, you're going to get better. Because you have to be, because nobody wants their buddy to beat them. Kind of. Like, you do what you don't. Like, you want them to do well, but like, hey, I still want to beat you. That's the idea of competition. So that's what keeps us pushing each other, and I love it. So that's really about all I got. I'm just hungry. A little bit sleepy. So I'm going to end the video here because I've already talked for like 20 minutes of this video. That's what these Saturday event training sessions end up being. You guys see like 30 seconds of actual lifting, and the other 20 minutes is me just yapping about whatever. So I think I'm going to stop boring you today. Yeah, so go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.